having our kids on screen so much. I often see, when they walk into a room, they don't know how to introduce themselves. When they walk up to a set of new friends or they have friends with them, they don't know how to introduce those friends. So, introduction, the confidence, table dining etiquette.
Welcome back to another episode of the Women of Fort Mill podcast. I am your host today. I'm flying solo. This is Kellie Hoover. And today we have a very special guest that is joining me. Leah is not here, but I have a special guest, LeShea Perkins, who is the founder of the Junior Assembly here in the Fort Mill area. If you do not know what Junior Assembly is all about, we're going to give you all the lowdown and the details. And LeShea, I'm so excited that you're here today. Welcome to the podcast.
I am as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so we're going to talk today, everyone, to LeShea and just really specifically about how her team is helping young girls, specifically building confidence and respect and honestly social awareness, right? And through teaching like all these timeless type of skills that a lot of times people are like, how do I get my kids to do those things like we did back in the day, or table manners, respectful communication, and really like bring it into today's society. So I really just kind of want to first, before we dig into that, LeShea, I'd love just to hear a little bit about what inspired you to bring Junior Assembly to the Fort Mill area. Like, share a little bit about your story with that.
Yes, absolutely, Kelly. So I actually moved to Lake Wylie a few years ago. And before doing so, my daughter was enrolled in the Junior Assembly program and finishing up that program in Gastonia. And those ladies have had Junior Assembly for, I think, 36 years now. I know. And it's for girls and boys, and they do an excellent job out there. And as I was picking her up from these events, she was just happy to be there. I was noticing some things around the house with etiquette and all. And then also it was nice to just have somewhere safe and fun and for her to do on the weekends.
That's amazing. So girls and boys, which is great because I'm sure there's a lot of brothers and sisters that could use some of these skills like within their home. So tell us a little bit, like parents, I know there's a lot of parents that are listening. Tell us a little bit, if people are not familiar with Junior Assembly, how does this program differ from maybe like a traditional like etiquette type of classes? Or like tell us a little bit more about what is different and what made you fall in love with it for your own children.
Yeah, it's a little different because our spin, once bringing it to Lake Wylie, I wanted it to be a little more relaxed. So in the past, it's always been this hush hush invite only thing. And so when first opening it in Lake Wylie 4 years ago, I was like, I want everyone to have part of this. I want everyone to be invited. I want this to be a sign up process, not this secretive only who you know can be invited type thing. I just feel it's important for all of our kids to learn, especially now that they're in front of a screen all the time. I just felt the need to promote this to all kids. So that's what I did. 4 years ago, I just said, let's do this in Lake Wylie. Once moving here, I thought we don't have anything like this. And that's been super successful. And so this year I thought, why not launch it in Fort Mill as well and see how this goes?
That's amazing. I love that. And, it is so incredibly important that our kids do get off of the screens and learn some of these very basic things. It'll not only serve them as children, but into their adulthood and into their business world, just learning how to be able to communicate as an adult, right? Okay. So Junior Assembly, it really truly focuses on like polite introduction, table manners, respectful communication. So will you talk to us a little bit about like why, from what your experience has been the last 4 years, why these skills are important to kids today, but also like these lessons, I know that they help children feel more confident in group settings, which can be very intimidating for kids these days with the social media and just all the pressures. Will you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, I just feel, again, with having our kids on screen so much, I often see, when they walk into a room, they don't know how to introduce themselves. When they walk up to a set of new friends or they have friends with them, they don't know how to introduce those friends. So, introduction, the confidence, table dining etiquette.
Yeah, that's great. Well, because you really do see when kids go out to eat, or if you're sitting at a group of a lot of children, you can kind of tell. I mean, I have teenage daughters, LeShea, so I can definitely tell which kids have kind of been through. Maybe they haven't been through something like junior assembly, but you can definitely tell just from the manners and the things of the homes that they were raised in, right? So obviously, you're making impact by helping boys and girls go through these and learn these type of etiquette skills. You're making impact within the actual homes, but I know there's also impact being made within the community and just generally in their life, right? And you may not have seen all the impact because you've been doing this several years, but I can only imagine the kids that are coming through junior assembly now, fast forward 20 years from now, 15 years from now, 10 years from now, all the impact and things that will have. So how do you see like these skills that they learn in junior assembly? How do you see them really shaping like the next generation, especially like here within our community, and see what these skills, like you mentioned in Gastonia, they've had this program for 34 years. How are the people that have gone through it? How are they impacting in like the future? Because I know sometimes as parents, we're like, okay, like they're involved in this and they're involved in that. But to spend your time and your investment into being involved in this that really makes an impact down the road. Have you been able to see some of that or been able to kind of like see that impact in the future?
I have a little bit. Just doing it for years, I'm starting to now have parents approach me in the community and think, oh my goodness, or this was such a good investment for us. My son has done such this and that at the table, dining etiquette. He puts his napkin on the back of the chair when we get up for dinner. If he's using the restroom, he's more confident approaching people. I mean, it even helps our kids when they're starting to interview for their first jobs. And the boys, especially when they start with me at the beginning of the season, they're just terrified. And it was nice last season. I had a lot of guys come up and say, thank you. I'm really glad that I did this program. At first, it's extremely intimidating having to dance with girls and open the door for them, people they don't know. But I do. I'm starting to see that it's paying off for sure. And I think they're more confident at their proms and their homecomings. As you know, in this York County, we have a lot of dances and all. And I think the kids really feel more comfortable going to those dances. I think it's going to pay off really well.
That's awesome. So walk us through a little bit. Let's just say that like I want to sign my son or my daughter up. Walk us through a little bit about what the process is. And then during the program, that specific season, can you walk us through what that looks like?
Yes. So our season begins in September and goes through April. So we have one event a month. The parents sign them up for all 8 events at once, and we hope that they show up for all 8 events. And this is also a program that we hope the parents continue to enroll them throughout the years. So we don't want them to just do this one season and think that they have it all together and know it all, right? We want them to grow confidence in returning from fourth to eighth grade. So once you enroll, you attend your first meet and greet session. Then we have etiquette dinners, we have ballroom dancing. So each event is a little different, and we're trying to touch on different forms of etiquette, whether it's dining etiquette, the dancing etiquette, social media etiquette, writing thank you notes. And then sometimes we do a spin-off version for some high schoolers in the summer, and we kind of help them with resume writing and college applications and meeting and greeting some of those people once you age out of the program. If you want to come back to us after eighth grade and work on things to prep you for college etiquette, we also offer that.
Wow, that's amazing. And so it's fourth grade to eighth grade. And is everybody within the same evening? Is it like, okay, there's one thing a month and everyone goes to that specific one, or is it broken into age groups?
We try and break them at age groups. Yes. So we'll do fourth through sixth together and then seventh through eighth together. And this usually happens on Friday or Saturday night. In Fort Mill, this is going to happen, I think, at the Glennon Center. And then in Lake Wylie, which we've been in Lake Wylie for 4 years, we host it at River Hills.
Very good. Well, that is coming right up. So, moms, definitely you need to make sure that you grab LeShea's information. And if you're interested, definitely connect with her and get signed up. So, if someone's listening to this, maybe like after the first one, can they come into the program after there's been one event? If someone listens to it late, how does that work?
They can, absolutely. Our first event is typically for meet and greets anyway. So it's just everyone mingling and learning how to introduce themselves to each other. But sure, we want people to come in. We don't want them to miss a lot, right? Because there's only 8, but Absolutely. We're new to Fort Mill, and I'm sure people have no clue that we're there. So we definitely appreciate you putting this out there, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's wrap up with a few things. You're a mom. You obviously are in this space where you're really teaching and coaching kids to kind of go through this etiquette in this specific program. So, what is one simple thing that a mom listening right now can do today to encourage, maybe let's just say, encourage respectful communication within their home? Like, what's one piece of advice you could give our moms?
Put the phones away for a little bit, which I know everyone says and does, but do it more. And really, I like to tell our youth when an adult or anyone walks into the room, just acknowledge them. There's nothing worse than someone coming home or a friend coming over or a relative coming over and you just not paying them any attention. There's no welcoming, there's no eye contact. I think I'm big on that. Just put the phones away a little bit and acknowledge the person that's walked up to the table or walked into the room.
Oh, so good. We have charging stations even within my home and have like certain times where it's like certain rules, like at the dinner table, there's no phones. Like when we're doing family time, there's no phones. Very specific time because including adults, we use our phones for so many things. It's just not like fun and games and talking anymore. We use them for a lot of things. And so I know that even parents could take that advice, LeShea.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's tell everyone, all of the listeners, how they can get in touch with you. What's the best way if they're like, I want to learn more about Junior Assembly, I'm ready to sign my son or my daughter up? What is the best way for them to contact you and to get registered?
Yes, if you're on Facebook, there is the Fort Mill Junior Assembly page. If there's any listeners that are in York County and Fort Mill's not the closest to you, we also have Lake Wylie as well. So we have two programs. And then we have juniorassemblyofyork.com. So reach out to one of us on that.
Well, LeShea, thank you so much for joining us today at the Women of Fort Mill podcast. You're doing some incredible work. I know truly like raising children, we need all hands on deck, right? Especially when it comes to very specific things that are almost at a lost cause sometimes. And people are like, where do I go to teach these manners, teach children how to eat properly at a table and dance and just be respectful and have great communication. So thank you for doing. I know that so many parents in the Fort Mill and the Lake Wylie area are excited to learn more, excited to get their kids involved. So any closing comments before we head out of today's episode?
No, just take time to check us out. If you're a parent that's looking for something, like I said, positive and safe and fun for your kids to do on the weekends, I just always encourage this program because I know we have our sports and we have our friends groups, but sometimes we just need a little more. And this is just such a fun program for them to have on the weekends. And they're learning and they're going to come home behaving even better than when they left and become nice dancers and be very impressive at the dinner table. So
And who doesn't want that in their child? I can tell you, everyone does. So thank you so much for being a guest today. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure that you reach out to LeShea, follow the Junior Assembly within Facebook, and check out their website. It'll be all included in the show notes. You can also head over to our Instagram page, Women at Fort Mill Podcast, and you can find all the details and all the information of how to connect with LeShea and the Junior Assembly. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, please hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any amazing guests that we have coming up in the future. And we're so grateful. Thank you so much, LeShea, for being on today.
thank you.